We've been showing you this morning how the CDC is facing more blistering questions over Ebola. Lawmakers grilled CDC Director Tom Frieden Thursday. Some demand travel restrictions.
Why are we still allowing folks to come over here? And why, once they're over here, is there no quarantine?
Right now, we're able to track everyone who comes in.
But you're not stopping them from being around other people, Doctor. Is this going to be your maintaining position of the administration that there will be no travel restrictions?
We will consider any options to better protect Americans.
CBS News travel editor Peter Greenberg is in Chicago. Peter, good morning.
Good morning, Charlie.
So how serious is this incident on a cruise ship?
Well, the incident on the cruise ship is serious to the extent that no port is going to be allowing this ship to come in. The port of Belize has already announced they won't let it in. And their other ports are likely to follow suit, which creates a rather sticky and awkward situation because if they don't let the ship in, what happens when it returns to the United States? Will we let it in? This may turn out to be a cruise to nowhere for a while.
So why then do you think that a travel ban wouldn't work?
It never has worked. We have a ban on illegal aliens in the United States, and that hasn't worked. You have too many points of connection and too many ports of entry. Remember, a passport only tells you where a person lives. It doesn't tell you where they've been.
Are you saying you can't track a passenger then, all the way from where they came?
Well, you can track them to a little bit. It depends on the airline's manifest. But it doesn't tell you where they always started their trip. It just tells you where they boarded the plane.
Boy, this is going to really hurt the travel industry. How much?
Well, let's go back to hoof and mouth disease in the United Kingdom over a decade ago. That hurt the British economy $16 billion. SARS was even bigger. And in this situation, it's going to get worse because it's not about current bookings, it's about future bookings. If you take a look at the tour operators in Africa, for example, in South Africa, East Africa, their future bookings already for their safaris have already flatlined. And if people aren't going there, they're also not going to get on the planes to go there. There's a ripple effect.
I've got to be thinking, Peter, that the cruise industry is worried this morning, given that there is that healthcare worker who was in contact with some specimens from Thomas Duncan, who died of Ebola. What do you think the cruise industry is going to do now? They've already had problems with other viruses in the past.
They've had other viruses in the past, of course, the norovirus, and they're responsible for reporting to the CDC anytime you have more than 10% of the ship affected with the disease. Well, this one is different. You get one person on who may have had contact, they report it, and then all bets are off. They're meeting right now to figure out what they do next, because it's not about screening passengers coming off a ship. It's about screening passengers before they even get on.
Peter, I was on a flight from Texas earlier this week, and I saw a flight attendant with a surgical mask. And I just wonder what that does to most travelers. To me, it just made me pause for a minute. It was a little startling. What do they have to do to, let travelers know that it is safe to fly?
Well, these are strong visual images. I've seen those pictures as well of people in hazmat suits walking up and down the aisle. Look, I flew the other day, 2 days ago, from Amsterdam to Minneapolis. Amsterdam is a major connecting airport for people from Africa. Remember, the underwear bomber came from there as well. So the bottom line was there any screening in Amsterdam for me? No. Was there any screening in Minneapolis when I landed? No.
Well, it seems like we could all do a little bit better with all of this. Thanks, Peter Greenberg.